Everyone, welcome to the Buffalo Live YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kyle. This is a brand new YouTube channel. I am going to be starting this channel to provide play by play coverage of every Buffalo Bills game, starting with this divisional matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, January 21st, 6:30 p.m. at Orchard Park, New York. Um, this stream here is my initial thoughts on the game. I have not really had the chance to do a deep dive yet into some of the players on Kansas City side and what the injuries look like for both teams. But I did want to share again some initial thoughts. So the first place my mind has gone to this week has definitely been the Bills' injuries. We saw Terrell Bernard go down last week. We saw Christian Benford go down. Um, Taylor Rapp was out last week. Gabe Davis was out last week. You know, Von Miller still not looking like himself. I don't know if that's purely because of his age or, you know, what's up with him, but lots of injuries on the Bills side. AJ Klein had to come into the game along with Dorian Williams. Tyrell Dotson also is out. So it's just the list goes on and on. Very concerning. Hopefully we can get back Rasul Douglas and Tyrell Dotson this week. I think those would be big additions. Bernard, from what the reports have been, it doesn't seem to be as serious as everyone thought when he went down. The MRI came back as negative, so that's a good sign. But I think it's doubtful that he'll be back this weekend, which is really unfortunate because after Matt Milano went down in London against the Jaguars, Bernard really came in and he stepped up to a level that we were not expecting. I don't think anyone was expecting before the season started. We weren't even sure who was going to start at that position. Bernard came in. I mean, he should have a captain's badge on his chest because that's what he's done for this defense. He has captained it really well with the green dot on his helmet too. So as it relates to the Chiefs, though, I think they're really going to target those linebackers. You kind of wonder why Pittsburgh didn't last week, but I think that it's going to pose Kelsey for a big game. Taron Johnson also went down last weekend, and I know that he has been one to cover up Kelsey. So I think Mahomes and Andy Reid, Matt Nagy, they're going to target the center of the field. They're not going to want to play around the perimeter. It's going to be forcing Buffalo's linebackers and whoever is at nickel corner to make big plays. The good news is for Buffalo, defensive line is looking good, looking healthy. Saw contributions from Greg Rousseau. Daquan Jones is back and healthy. Von Miller got his hands on the quarterback last weekend, which is, a surprise. Micah Hyde also went down, but came back up. I think he was holding his leg or something like that. But anyways, that was just related note there. But I think Kansas City is going to target the middle of the field. The other thing I want to talk about that really concerns me is this rest disadvantage. Kansas City played Saturday night. Buffalo was supposed to play this past Sunday. Game gets snowed out, goes to Monday. Now all of a sudden, and thank God that the Bills didn't have to play this Saturday, the game gets scheduled for Sunday night. Kansas City will have 2 days of extra rest. I mean, that cannot be overstated what a big deal that is. Good news for Buffalo, the game's in Orchard Park, so Kansas City will have to take half a day to travel, but still, their players get 2 extra days of rest, healing up their bodies, cold tubs, hot tubs, massages. They have a big rest advantage over Buffalo, especially after the injuries we saw on Buffalo's side against the Steelers. That one concerns me. The next thing is this game's in Buffalo. We've never seen Patrick Mahomes ever play a road playoff game, ever. So we don't know. And even If you look at the Super Bowls, Super Bowls are usually you would deem them neutral sites, right? Because half of one side's fan base comes and the other half comes. If you look at the Super Bowl he played against Tampa Bay, however, that was in 2021. It was the 2020 season, so the capacity was significantly reduced due to COVID-19. They had Roger Goodell packed the stands as much as he could with first responders. I think that was also local responders, so Tampa Bay fans, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, there was, I don't know, 10,000 fans in the crowd in the stands, and guess what happened? Mahomes did not play well. Now, ultimately, I'm not sure how big of a factor this truly is. It's Mahomes, it's the Chiefs, but still, it is a fact that they have not played a road playoff game with him. And I'm to the point where I'd really like to call WGR 550 this week and tell Bills fans, guys, use your voice wisely. I was at a high school football game recently cheering on my alma mater, and I made the mistake of getting my voice shot by the first quarter. So I really am hoping that Bills fans can show out, conserve their voices, and make things loud and disruptive when Kansas City is on offense. Um, the weather is the next thing. From what I hear, reports are it's just going to be cold. It's going to be similar to last week. Some snow later this week, but no precipitation during the actual game. So that suits for conditions that are not unlike what Kansas City played in against the Dolphins over in Kansas City. Single digit temperatures, even below zero, no precipitation. Those are exactly the two types of games that the Bills and the Chiefs played this past weekend. So consequently, I don't think we'll see much of a impact to the passing game. Um, Tackling's going to be more painful, um, and we saw defenders against the Steelers not necessarily want to tackle, particularly Josh Allen on that 52-yard run. There were some other plays as well where Pittsburgh did not have a good day tackling. I can't speak for the Dolphins game with the Chiefs, although I do think I did see some missed tackles, some players out there kind of playing ready to go back to the bench, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. I don't think the weather will be too much of a factor. I think that the two teams will deal with it. But the next thing I have here, this is the last thing, is Steve Spagnuolo. I think he's going to bring a lot of pressure against Allen. Allen did not have a turnover last week, and he had, I think it was 250 total yards. So not anything spectacular, but he played a great game. Played a great game for just having that amount of yardage, no turnovers. I think Spagnuolo is going to send heat with his linebackers, and he's going to trust his young DBs to make plays, to be sticky in coverage. So those are my thoughts, initial thoughts on the game. I might make a video between now and the game, breaking down more of the research I've done. I guess one last note, Pacheco, who is not available for the Bills game during the regular season, I'm fairly certain he will be in this game. Pacheco is an angry runner, a runner you do not want to tackle when it's below zero outside. So concerned about that one too. So that'll do it for this video. My name is Kyle. And again, this is a new YouTube channel called Buffalo Live, where I will be providing live play-by-play reaction during the Bills game. I would love for you to join me in this journey here. Very, very excited. If you could do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I would really, really appreciate that. So thank you guys. God bless. Go Bills.